remove the aggravating factors. What does that mean? Stop doing what is pissing off your tendon. If the stove is hot, stop touching it. If running for now is painful and exacerbates your symptoms worse than before you started, I'm sorry, but it's off the table. If running's okay, but sprinting or running at speed, threshold, sometimes running up hills because it gets that leg out in front of the body and it's harder to control and it requires more strength, then sprinting, hill running, threshold, capacity work, whatever it is that's pissing off, it's hinging can be another one, because when we hinge through like this, again, it puts the tendon in a place where it's more likely to add compressive load. Remove the aggravators. Number one, key factor, because if we keep pissing it off, it's going to stay angry and we're not going to be able to do the things that actually get us right long term. Number two, what we want to figure out now is everything that we can do. And I like to view injury as an opportunity because it reframes what can be a pretty shitty situation, let's be honest, so we can come back as a better athlete, addressing all the other factors that are important. Number two, what can we do? We can start to do things like isometrics. A good place to start is 5 sets, anywhere between 30 to 45 seconds. And one of the parameters we want to use here is nothing exceeding, it's very individual in terms of what awareness is, what pain is, if you're okay with pain, if you're not okay with pain. But again, the research is pretty clear, and over helping 2,000 athletes come back from injuries exactly like this, a little bit of pain awareness, totally fine, as long as it goes back to feeling as it was the next day, the day after. So we usually say in the traffic light system, green would be anything between a 2, under a 2, no pain at all. Got our amber light, which is, obviously above a 2, up to maybe a 4 would be acceptable, depending on the individual. And then red light here, anything above a 4, that gets painful, doesn't get any better as we're loading it, and it's worse afterwards as you cool down. Doesn't mean it's bad entirely, it just means for right now, for where we are, not appropriate. Number 3 here, isotonics, which is essentially just a fancy way of saying we're starting strength work now. So once we've gone into isotonic, AKA strength work, we then want to progress. If it's tolerated here, we really want to start to put in, run form analysis, addressing the full kinetic chain. So while this is all happening, think about strength, we're coming up into more power development. So strength, power, the main difference being how quickly we're performing the movement. So if you think about running versus sprinting, the velocity is the main change. So when we're going from something like strength, which is quite slow in nature, going to a power movement, it requires us to produce more force. So rate of force development work, think jumping, sprinting, those kind of activities. And we can also start to think about plyos, and they don't need to be specifically around the tendon themselves, but things like pogos, run specific drilling technique work, super important. During this time, then, obviously when we're here, it would be like a return to train. And even though I've listed this as number 5, this in reality can happen at anywhere through this point, because what we can tolerate training wise, running, sport, is what we want to be doing. So if we can run, at step 2, or we can run at step 1, we want to be doing that, because the most protective factor we have for any activity is doing the activity. So if we don't have to remove it, definitely don't remove it.